Hi, I'm Anthony from the Basement Reef, and welcome to our new YouTube channel, Plant Talk with the Basement Reef. If you're unfamiliar with who we are and what we do, we are a retail aquatic pet store and houseplant shop located in Columbia, Missouri. And that means that we sell all manner of both saltwater and freshwater aquatic livestock, but most importantly for this channel, a whole ton of live tropical houseplants. And this is the channel where we're going to talk about plant content and plant content only. We have another YouTube channel that we've been posting to for a while. It's simply called The Basement Reef, and that's where you'll find aquarium related content. So if you're interested in that, make sure you tune in over there. But this is our new channel, all about plants. And today, I'm making a video just to introduce myself to you guys, introduce my shop, and go into a little bit about how and why I opened the houseplant shop and what I think that we do well here at the Basement Reef. So, let's start at the beginning. How did I come to open up a retail houseplant shop? Well, like many businesses, we got our start during the pandemic. At the beginning of 2020, I was working at a different locally owned pet store here in town. And I'd always dreamed of opening up my own fish store, but didn't think that I'd ever get started on it this soon. That's right, a fish store is how this started out. I initially had no intentions of opening up a houseplant shop. While I've always enjoyed plants, and plants have been a big part of my hobbies of terrarium keeping and gardening, houseplants were never super my thing. But it ended up really being right place, right time, and I found a new passion, and I'm happy to be able to deliver these plants in a retail setting to you guys. How did the houseplants come into the picture then, if I started out only intending to open up a fish store? Well, to put it simply, the space that I leased for my fish store was pretty big, and I was never going to be able to fill up the floor space with aquarium stuff alone, at least not in a market as small as Columbia, Missouri. And I got to brainstorming, and houseplants just made an awful lot of sense to me. I knew that having so many aquariums in our space would add a lot of humidity to the room, and that the tropical houseplants could definitely benefit from that. But the more I got to thinking about it, the more that these concepts went together well for multiple reasons. I can't tell you how many times working at the other fish store that somebody would come in with a friend or a partner, and that friend or partner would really not be interested in fish at all. But a lot of times that friend or partner is interested in plants, and it goes both ways too. I've seen a lot of people bring a friend or a partner over to a garden center and bore them out of their mind. Here though, there's very often something for everybody to look at and enjoy. Knowing that plants were going to be a third pillar of my business after saltwater and freshwater aquaria, it was time to get to thinking about what exactly I could do to make my store stand out against other plant retailers. I knew that I couldn't compete with the price of big box retailers or the selection of large nurseries and garden centers that sometimes have acres of land. I only have about 1,500 square feet here in the store. The answer to me there was simple. I knew I was going to be primarily running this store by myself as a small boutique shop. And that meant that I could offer really good advice and consistent advice. And the second thing was going to be curation. I needed to pay attention to the market trends and know that I have plants that are trendy, appealing to people, and at the right price points. The way I did that was by hitting social media hard, reading everything that I could about every plant and every trend, and joining every group that I could find, and following every subreddit and forum. And honestly, that's about the only way that you can keep up with the trends in the markets, because this stuff changes wildly, sometimes on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes I've missed and I've been stuck with plants at way too high price points, and that's never any good. More often than not though, I think I've gotten it right, and people have found some really great things here in my store. The last and most important part of this equation was going to be to find quality plants to sell you guys. And I believe that we've been able to do that by being very selective about what vendors we work with. Our primary weekly shipments come from a plant broker that we've been working with since we opened, and their chain of custody on these plants is much better than most places that you can get these. They arrive on climate-controlled trucks the entire way, and they're in Florida about 48 or 72 hours before they hit our shop here. And you can tell, these plants are never stressed. Lately, we've found a few more vendors that pass our test for quality, and we've been pushing into a little bit rarer and a little bit more expensive plants. This isn't affecting the rest of our business in any way. We're doing everything else the same, bringing in these quality plants that you've come to know and love from us for 2 years. But now, we've got a little something extra too. It's really cool to have some Instagram-worthy plants available in a retail store right here in mid-Missouri. And that's just about it for the short version of who we are, what we do, and how we came to be here.
I'm really excited to get this channel launched, and we have a lot of plant-related content in the pipeline for you guys. Even if you're never going to be in Columbia, Missouri at our shop, if you're interested in houseplants, this should be a cool channel with lots of eye candy and hopefully some good advice and insights. Thank you so much for watching, and the number one thing you can do today to help us grow this channel and give it a successful launch is to subscribe to our channel.